statement?
Well, I just share what I share with the team. You know, it was another disappointing loss and what was really a disappointing season. You know, in a lot of areas, we didn't make progress as the year kind of went along, and that's disappointing. You know, we have a lot of work to do to get the program back to where it needs to be. And again, I feel bad for the seniors in the room that they didn't leave on a better note. I really want to thank our fans. And this was a 2-9 football team playing today, and you know, for all the people that showed up to this game under these weather conditions, we really appreciate you know, their loyal support. It means a lot that we had fans out there today, and that they continue to support the Falcons through the good times and the bad. So I really want to thank them.
Coach, start us about the start of the game. Similar to the UT game where your offense struggled and their offense was moving, although it wasn't a touchdown. But just talk about the start, if you would.
Yeah, I mean, we've you know, really ever since the Marshall game, we've struggled on offense. You know, we have not been the same offense since Marshall. And if you look at our numbers in the first 3 games of the year compared with the rest of the year, we've really struggled to move the ball. We have not had a lot of explosive plays. We haven't had good balance in terms of running the football. We haven't protected well. And you know, every game on offense has been really an uphill battle. And then on defense, it's the same problem. It's very hard to play defense when you give up big plays in the pass game and you can't tackle in the secondary. And you know, we had 2 big concerns when the season started. On offense, it was the offensive line, and on defense, it was the secondary. And as we finished the season, you know, those concerns just continued to haunt us all year long. You know, we don't cover very well in the secondary, and we don't tackle real well, and it's you know, even a lot of the long runs. I mean, you know, just if you miss a tackle in the secondary, it's going to be a long play, and that happened a number of times today.
Coach, can you touch on Alex Baer and his connection with Matt Schills? Seems like every time he's in the game and gets an opportunity to get the ball thrown to him, good things happen.
Alex is going to be a good player. You know, he was a guy that, you know, we redshirted him a year ago, and I think the speed of the game, he wasn't ready for it at the beginning of the season, but the more he played, the more he understood what he had to do. I think the game slowed down for him, and you know, again, I think if he works hard, and this is with all of our young players, just because they're young and they play doesn't guarantee they're going to be good players later. But if they work hard, I think we have a number of guys that will develop and become good players, and Alex is certainly one of those guys. He made more good plays out there than anybody. You don't necessarily expect it from a tight end.
Will you talk a little bit about Matt's play today and these last few weeks?
Just very uneven, inconsistent. You know, and that's, you know, it's been very hard. It'd have been tough for Tyler Sheehan to play quarterback for us this year. You know, just the amount of hits that he has taken all year. And I thought at a certain point in the second, third quarter there, it looked like he started settling in and setting his feet and making some of the throws that he made the Troy game, the Tulsa game, the Marshall game. And you know, that's the quarterback we had hoped to have all year. But I really think when he got hurt at Marshall, I don't think, truthfully, he hasn't been healthy the rest of the year. I mean, he's, you know, during practice, during the week, can't even throw the ball, and then, you know, get some pain medicine for the games, and that allows him to play. But he has not been healthy all year. I think a lot of games he goes into it not trusting the pocket, and his feet don't get set as a result. And I think at a point today we started protecting a little better, and he finally started feeling comfortable, and he made some nice throws. And obviously we need to get that to a level that's how we're always doing it. And we got to get so much better on the offensive line. I mean, it's just, you know, you need to play at a certain level just to have a little bit of balance in the run game and to protect the quarterback. And you know, I think early in the year there was a little bit of smoke and mirrors with all the screens we ran and all the delayed draws. And you can only do that so long. And I think once people caught up with that and saw that we struggled to block people, there's a lot more ends that were spying for screens, spying for draws. Now you had to run plays, you actually had to block people, and we didn't do a good job with that all year.
Will you talk a little bit about using Willie more in the third quarter and fourth quarter? I mean, he ended up with 70, 80 yards, something like that.
Yeah, well, Willie got hurt last game. The other thing, it was a disciplinary issue that Willie missed a meeting on Sunday.
Is that why he didn't play
He
the
didn't,
first
that's why he
quarter?
didn't start to play the first quarter. So, it wasn't a big issue, but still, I mean, everybody's got to be at everything. They got to be on time, and Willie missed a meeting, so we told him he wasn't going to start and wasn't going to play the first quarter, and depending on how he handled the rest of the week would determine whether he played the second quarter and beyond. We didn't have an issue after that all week, and we got him in there, and really we weren't sure if he'd be able to go or not. He didn't practice the whole week. I don't know if he got a rep the whole week during practice, so it's kind of going to be a game time deal and see how we felt. He made some nice plays out there.
Would you just talk a little bit about the defense? It also looks like, yeah, you're struggling with the DBs to cover and tackle, but getting pressure from your line, it looked like the best time. You would normally get pressure with blitzing.
We got better four-man pressure today than we've gotten most of the year. Kevin Alvarado and Darius Smith and Chris Jones. And, we're actually, in a game like this probably doesn't indicate it. I do think we made progress on our defensive front. It's just, in the back end, right now, we're just not as good as we need to be to stay in games. Even when we get stops, we give up third down conversions. At some point, run plays are going to break out. You're always going to defend them in the back, with the front seven. And the guys in the back end have to get the ball. You just got to get guys on the ground. And if you look at the games that we gave up 40 points or 30-plus points, it's the same thing. We missed tackles. We missed tackles in the back end. It's disappointing, and we got to get a lot better. And obviously that's going to be critical for our offseason and our spring. But we've got to make great progress in the offensive line and the secondary to be competitive. The last two games we weren't even competitive.
Talking about after each game this year with your 24-hour rule, what's it like for a game like this? Before you move on to looking into the offseason and for you as a staff?
I mean, it's at the end of the year. Your off season, you've got to live with the result of your season, and we are what we are. We're a 2-10 football team. We're 1-7 in the MAC. There's not right now too many coaches or too many players that can look in the mirror and say, you know what, I did a great job this year. And so, there's got to be a lot of hard work, and there's got to be a lot of honesty in terms of where we are and where we need to get to. And there's not one easy part about it. It's a lot of hard work. And, and again, it is what it is. I've been here before. I've been here twice before. And, we need some leadership to emerge in our program. We've got to make some great physical gains. We're now going to be the third year in the system. There's going to be a bunch of freshmen, 20 freshmen that we redshirted this year that I think will give us an infusion of talent that we really, really need. We've got to continue to recruit at a high level, and keep filling in the gaps in our personnel right now. And this year we had two huge gaps, and I talked about it all year. So we just, it is what it is. We had 5 offensive linemen to start the year, and 3 of them got hurt. On offense, only 3 guys the whole year. Of our 11 starters, only 3 of them were healthy the whole year. Tyler Donahue stayed healthy the whole year, Kamar Jordan, and Chip Robinson. There was not another position on the team that didn't miss games because of injuries. And when you replace 8 starters, it was a fine line to start the year, and really after the Marshall game, the line got crossed, and it was an uphill battle ever since then.
Is there anything else? Coach, thanks.
Okay, thank you.